are back. We are back. We are back, as they would sing in The Hangover. I'm Mrs. Best. Welcome to the channel. We have our co-host from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, James. Hi.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe now.
Please do. Please do. We genuinely hope that you do. In the description of this video, you guys, there's links to James's channel as well as Kiwan J TV, Shayna_MCD, and Redefine Me TV. So support some other Black creators. I think that it is the best thing that we could do. But let's get into this episode of Love and Hip Hop and welcome in Shani as well, who was always the first. She said, or listen on the iPad. She said, y'all be cracking jokes before you started, then come over. Yes, we do. We actually do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be able to remind myself, oh yeah, we have to start the live. I'm having a birthday. I'm planning a destination birthday. And so James will be attending. And I was just giggling at the fact that it will definitely be different from the last time that I saw him, where he had to throw me in the back of his Camaro because I was so drunk and I don't remember. It will be different.
Oh no, the payback is real. That's all I would say. The payback gonna be real because James is turning up when he go to New Orleans. Okay, James is, I'll tell you, hurricane. So yeah,
so funny. I love NOLA. Shout out to everybody in NOLA, including my family. I love all of y'all. She said, "It better be at a beach." Now, I feel like I've been at enough tropical destinations, and actually,
I was gonna say, like, do you want to do something tropical for you? But that's why I feel like that was a good place to pick versus the other alternative, because it was like, I don't think you want to be reminded of like another trip you take. You want to do something different.
No, and then my dad has been pressuring me to get back to New Orleans for a long time. For those who do not know, my dad's side of the family, his entire side of the family is from New Orleans. That's also the side of the family I am closest to. So I'm just happy to free food, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. People
and I cannot wait. Like, the more you say, the more I cry, because I tell y'all, food in Phoenix is terrible. So I really cannot wait. Like, May can't get here no quicker. I don't need it to sneak up on me. I need to save and prepare for all the festivities.
It always does. It always does. Everything sneaks up on us at this age. It just does.
So, oh yeah, for sure.
Y'all, let's get into Love and Hip Hop Miami. This was season 7, episode 5. It was titled Scorned. I don't even understand how it's scorned and why they called it this, because every woman that claimed to be scorned in this episode was a side piece. So I don't know if they know how it works or if they, or anything like that. But we start with Michael Blackson. Shame on him for missing the birth of his son. Talking about Arizona, there's hospitals with the same name. I can't keep up. I do social work in city of San Francisco. I'm going to tell you this. Sutter Health in San Francisco is referred to as California Pacific Medical Center, CPMC. There are 4 of them in the city. They all have the same name. It's the same thing in the East Bay. Sutter Health East Bay. It's like hospitals are like companies. A lot of times a company owns like a big healthcare entity or medical provider, however you call it. This is the thing. I don't find that to be an excuse, Michael Blackson. I think you show up for what you want to show up for. If I was pregnant and having a kid, there's no excuse to not show up. He entirely missed it. I just don't understand. I don't, but I also don't really feel bad. It's not his first kid. It's not Rada's first kid. So I'm sure that they'll be over it, but they gave birth. You want to add anything about the birth?
So Mrs. Best doesn't understand. I do, because I live here in the state that they were in. So the hospital, he had the baby at Banner, and he is right. There actually are 2 that are within 20 minutes of each other. And him going to the wrong. Yeah, no, I get that. I told you, I totally get what you're saying. Him not thinking to put Scottsdale instead of Phoenix. People do that a lot here. It's one of those where, because Phoenix is the general consensus of it, like you won't never say, oh, I'm going to Scottsdale, I'm going to Phoenix, because Scottsdale doesn't have a traditional public airport. It's very private. So I understood why he did that. Doesn't make it an excuse, Like, I'm not excusing him because that is messed up, but I can understand how he did it, seeing how I live here and have made that mistake of mistaking.
I just typed it in, and it's very clear when you type in Banner. It says Desert Medical Center. That one's in Mesa. There is the Banner University Medical Center, and I'm doing this as if I'm coming from the airport in Phoenix because I don't know Phoenix. I see that one. It says very clear, Phoenix, Arizona. Then there's the Banner Thunderbird Medical Center, Glendale, Arizona. Banner Gateway Medical Center, Gilbert, Arizona. Banner Estrella Medical Center, Phoenix, Arizona. It shows that it is near, when I put it in my Apple Maps, it says near Banner University Medical Center, which I'm assuming they're probably close to each other. Then it's showing me the Baywood Medical Center and the Banner Boswell Medical Center. It makes it very clear because they all have different names behind it. For example, in San Francisco, CPMC Davies is a campus. There's a CPMC Van Ness that is a campus. There is also a CPMC Mission Bernal and Orthopedic Institute. So though that's something that people may do often, it probably would have been smarter if the Negro would have just stayed at the hospital.
My point.
Considering she is being induced. So don't go and try to make a fucking GPS the reason that you missed the birth of your kid when you already gave your kids a Welcome to the World 2-for-1 special in the form of a song with the remix and the original. So Michael Blackston is corny.
He is.
This is whack.
But that just goes to show you his mindset. That's why I said his mindset is like, it's beyond. That's why I said I understood. Like I said, I understand him making that mistake. I've seen it happen. But at the same time, my point would have been, before you cut me off, is that I said you should have just stayed there. Because whatever you needed, they had at the hospital. Trust me, Banner food is not that bad.
I want to encourage people too, because I'll never accept that as a mistake. Read what the fuck you click. Read what you sign. Read what you look at. Because it was very clear when I just looked at the GPS that all of these banners have different names. And I'm sure you knew the name of the one that your kid and your girl was at. But okay, Michael, whatever. And then you filmed yourself. I can't stand him. I just can't stand him. Gael, aka Heaven, James's favorite character on Love and Hip Hop franchise.
Gail. Her name is Gail. That is Gail to be. I'm not calling her no Heaven. Gail. Just like Giovanna's legal name, I believe, allegedly, is Gail. I believe yeah, that's Gail.
I'm not calling Gael Heaven.
I'm not either.
I'm just not. It's stupid to me, but she's stalking Michael having his baby. She was liking the picture, talking about she gonna be a stepmom. I was like, oh, more fake scenes. If this show is getting canceled, there's shit like this that'll lead to it. But she meets up with, I believe her name was Rocky G, who is Ching Diamond's manager currently. It sounds like she's new to managing artists. She was a fitness influencer, though she demonstrated not one bit of being fit. It looked like she used to be fit, and now she had a lot of work done and gained some weight. That's what it's looking like.
I thought that was Ching Diamond the whole time.
Damn.
I did not. I said, damn, she lost that baby weight fast.
No. Ching Diamond, we couldn't even tell there was baby weight, number one. And number two, it's true. It's true. Beautiful girl, beautiful face, but we couldn't tell. She didn't.
I couldn't. But well, here's the thing. I could. Are you sure they're not sisters? Because they look exactly alike.
They look similar, but I think it's just a case of everybody is doing the same makeup and hair right now.
Yeah,
and that's probably causing everyone to look the same. But Rocky, I guess, is in some ways a boss. She has a lot that she's doing. She invites Gael to a cast event, a dinner for the boss women of Miami. I'm pretty sure the cast of Love and Hip Hop Miami do not represent the boss women of Miami. Some of them do, but I don't think all of them do. But okay. But Rocky.
Well, we have to categorize what that actually means, because you are right. You have to categorize what that actually means.
I think a lot of ratchet hoes, at no shade, seem to think that being a boss is just about looking good or having money. But to me, being a boss is how sustainable and lasting your money really
Longevity,
is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what really counts. And if Love and Hip Hop was to disappear, I feel like they'd all be brand ambassadors for Fashion Nova. That's just It's the truth. Nothing wrong with it.
No, there
it.
isn't. But I was thinking that if I hit it,
Because what else would they do? Who's hiring Bucky? But, you know, and she's actually someone who I do think has the boss attitude. Because Shay Johnson does have a business that's done well that people rave about. They say good things about. She uses it herself. So I will give her that. But I don't understand why this lady invited Gael to an event. I don't have much to say on the scene because it was small. So I'm going to give the floor to James.
I don't have nothing to say either. I don't know why she invited Gael either. Because as we said, when I think of somebody who's a boss and just doing it, I'm thinking of them been having it for a while and have enough to give to other people. I'm thinking of longevity. I'm thinking of multiple businesses in multiple areas, not just one little, shack up in little Haiti. I'm not thinking that's boss business. I feel like, congratulations. Can you upkeep it without the show? How long will it stay open after Love and Hip Hop Miami turns its lights off? That's what I'm thinking of. Because a lot of people on these shows, and no shade to Gael, I'm not shading her, but what I'm saying is a lot of people start businesses on reality TV, not just Love and Hip Hop, but in all areas. They start a business on Love and Hip Hop, and then it never goes anywhere. It goes away. We can see Carly Red open up 150 stores. Ain't none of them open right now. So I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't matter. I don't consider none of these except for, like she said, Shay fits the mold, I don't even think Amara fits the mold. What is her businesses? Airbnbs? Oh, you're on mute. Yeah, what's going on with your background?
Everything just stopped working with StreamYard.
Oh, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, something happened. I was like, yeah.
Y'all see my whole kitchen. I don't really know what to do. StreamYard's always tripping out, y'all. Let me just go off camera. Fuck it. I'm still here. Sorry. Let's move it along. I'm having the most camera issues, y'all. I was struggling in James's live. It wouldn't show me at first. Now I'm struggling in this one. And I am being lazy. I don't have my 4K camera hooked up to the equipment right now because I'm on the couch. I didn't feel like going to the studio desk, but clearly I need to. So apologies. Moving forward, it seems Rada had a cheating daddy. And she tries to play... I felt like Rada was using her culture and being Cambodian as the reason why she's so accepting of Michael having side hoes and side pieces and things like that. Because she made some statements about her mom having 10 kids naturally by her dad, but her dad also having girlfriends and other kids with other people. It seems like she wanted to break the cycle, but Rada doesn't like to take accountability for the fact that you told this man when you met him that you were okay with him talking to different women. And then you took it a step further and said he could have one side chick every single month. Then you were having threesomes and swapping liquids with females that y'all were having threesomes with. I think I can say that on YouTube. And you were proud of it and giggling about it when we were recapping couples therapy on James's channel. Now you're crying and want this man to be faithful and all of this. A baby... To every woman out there, getting pregnant is not going to keep your man. Getting pregnant is not going to make the nigga love you. It's not going to make him stay. It's not going to make him treat you right. You've just added a person to your life that you have to pay for, and that's ruined your body. So make sure when doing that you do it with someone that's actually demonstrating that they want to be with you. Because I don't think Michael would have ever agreed to be with Rada exclusively if she didn't allow the side chicks. So I'm tired of this storyline. I'm going to give the floor to you, James.
I am also tired of this storyline. I'm gonna read Rada at the end with Claudia because if I am gonna say this, it makes sense now. It makes sense of why you would allow him to do what he does. It makes sense because this is what you're used to. This is what your mama did. So it makes sense. We are a product of our environment. Sometimes if we're not very clear on what we see from our parents, if we're not understanding, sometimes when we don't know something, we'll run right into it. And Rada is a clear example of that. And I would have never admitted that on camera. Or probably admitted it at all. I would have never admitted that.
I wouldn't have either.
Because that makes because then it makes us be less empathetic with you because this is a product of your environment. This is what you know. So the fact that you're getting angry about it now, which I'm gonna read you at the end, like I said, it does not make sense now. Now I understand.
That's
Now I
true.
went back to Michael's side because it makes sense.
I've always been on Michael's side to a certain extent because though he ain't shit, he's doing what he's allowed to do. And I was always taught people do what you allow them to do to you.
Yep.
People can try you, but they're only going to try you over and over and over if you allow them to get away with it. If you enter your relationship saying, don't worry about being faithful to me, then you don't get to then cry and demand that he be faithful to you. That's not right. That's not what you led your relationship with. Rada's weak in so many ways. But Rocky, who we met, Ching's manager, she's having her event. I knew this event would be a mess and was just for the show. Amara, Eliza, Shay, they're all talking, and Amara basically avoids trying to comment on Alan. She says that she does know the charges, but she doesn't feel like it's her place to speak on it. Amara, if it's not your problem, then just speak on it. If you're not in love with him, then speak on it, because it's looking like you're still trying to protect him, and you look like a stupid bird who might need to be looked at, because if my baby daddy was accused of doing something with anybody sexually without consent, you're not coming near my kids. You're not coming near my fucking kids. Because if you'll do it with somebody grown, who's to say you won't do it with these babies? And I don't care how anybody feels about it. It's my opinion. I'm not saying that he's done it, but I've already been over Amara, but I'm just really over her. Instead of commenting on Alan, though, she then brings up Sonia, because she's upset that Sonia alleged that she seems unprofessional because she came to an event, threw water in someone's face over her perverted baby daddy, and then interrupted the performance to take the microphone from the artist performing to speak to the audience about how she felt about tips. So I don't know. Amara, I don't want to keep going over Amara. We're going to move forward with Samantha, who joins this event also. This is Joy's sister, who dated Trick Daddy first, and then somehow Trick Daddy ended up with Joy, and then she slept with Trick again, and now she wants to have her sister. Gael also comes. Now they start with Samantha because Samantha mentions Joy and her issues, and she explains she's trying to make it right with Joy, and Shay goes, well, I know Joy, and she's honest and a good person and sweet. Joy been lying since season 1. I don't understand why you think Joy is sweet. Joy stole Trick's girlfriend from him a couple seasons ago, played with men, and has done people dirty for no reason on behalf of Trina, aka Zoe Brinks. That's what I'm talking about. Joy ain't nothing sweet. And she sound like she smoked too many marbles and belong in the commercials they used to show us to keep us from smoking. So I can't with Joy. But Shay tells Samantha that she has no values, calls her a whore, and says that she's a horrible person. I said, Shay, you ain't gonna call nobody a whore, bitch, when you kissed on Flavor Flav along with 20 other bitches. You will never be in a position to call anybody a whore when you came on TV again with that tired ass wig, cheap ass Fashion Nova onesie, crying over Scrappy as he proposed to another bitch while he was supposed to be with you. Then you got done dirty by Pleasure P while he was more inflated than a pregnant tick. Then you went and dated Fabo, who belonged to somebody else when you got with him, and had a bunch of other kids. And then your bestie on the show is a literal mistress. So Shay to call anybody a whore is crazy, especially when you don't know the full story, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. Shay's mouth is lethal, and she just ain't had her ass whooped right. But it's going to come. Shay probably going to be the 55-year-old lady getting her ass whooped. And people going to feel bad till they realize who it is. Then they're going to say, oh. Not
oh.
I mean, what else can they do? So Gael apologizes. Shay calls Gael the devil, calls her Lucifer, says she's ugly. And Amara was getting mad too, saying she wouldn't forgive it. I said, y'all are side chicks mad at the side chick. How you think Alan's wife feels, Amara? Shay, how do you think Fabo's other 9 baby mamas feel? Stop. So I don't know. I thought it was stupid. The dinner didn't go nowhere. How'd you feel about it, James?
I also thought it was stupid. I felt like this was definitely some bullshit that Mona cooked up. And I'm not here for it, Mona. This was an epic fail. Because first of all, these women do not like this lady. And I don't know what the fuck Samantha is doing. It's giving you 5 seasons too late for us to really give a fuck about you having Trick first. And because at the end of the day, I don't even think if you would have came season 1, I would have gave a fuck. I really wouldn't.
It's been decades, and their marriage is not even a marriage. It's
right. It's just a piece of paper. They have to call Joy if he end up in the hospital. It is what it is. So like I'm just being honest. Like the hospital gotta call Joy to make the decisions.
Remember last season when he ended up in the hospital and Joy didn't show up, they called her.
Absolutely. That's what they're supposed to do. So, because that's still his wife. And that's what I'm saying. Trick, you want to be married to this lady. I don't know why you never playing. Because if you didn't want to be married to her, you would have got to the courthouse too. Mm-hmm. You just don't want her to be with nobody else. That's the fucking problem. Preach. So, yeah, that's it.
All these old ass people. But I don't blame Samantha for getting up and walking away. Because I think that her doing that, though this lady may have done that, don't throw stones at people when you living in a glass house yourself. And Amara and Shay both live in like not just glass, but like that thin ass like single glass.
Right, the one that breaking your hands literally. So yes, I can't with her. But Samantha is related to Joy through their dad, and then Trina is related to Joy by her mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because she looks like Trina to me. That's why I was like, are we sure?
Yeah.
Because she looked like Trina to me. She do. When I was looking at her, I said she kind of looked like Trina.
Yeah.
Just an older version of her.
That's likely why. But they get on my nerves with it. Mm-hmm. Now, while this is all happening, Miami Tip, Sonia, and Hot Topic meet up, and they all met up to hate and discuss Amara. When I meet up with my friends, we talk about our jobs. We might talk about who we're dating. I'm not meeting up with nobody to talk about the next bitch. If I'm not cool with you, we're not cool. I'm not talking about you in my free time. I'm just not. So they discuss Amara. The only thing they mentioned that was somewhat relevant is that Gina, who is Alan's wife, thinks that Amara is the reason Alan's in jail. And Gina exposed to Miami Tip that MJ and Alan went to college together, and there's certain things that happened while MJ and Alan were friends that are now coming out, and they think that Shay is helping Amara to get Alan into some shit. I don't think all of that is happening. I just don't. I think that when you are relevant and a sleaze and sleeping with a bunch of different women, making them think different things and making kids with them, you're bound to piss one of them off. And a scorned woman, aka the episode, will go to no lengths to get back at you. I just think of the movie Maleficent. The whole shit was based on that woman being scorned. So I'm sure that Alan could have beef coming at him from anywhere. He's got kids all over the fucking equator. So it is what it is with him. We're going to come back to them, though. I'll get your opinion when we come back to it, James, because that was just like a little scene of nothingness and misery. Sonia, let go of the blue. Also, please let go of the blue. Moving forward, Michael, Claudia, and Rada are kicking it. Claudia, I thought she was a cast member of Love and Hip Hop, but it looks like she's just here as a friend of to Rada and Mike. But Mike asked Claudia why she showed Rada the DM, finding out that Nadia is pregnant by Mike. And Claudia was like, because of girl code, I'm gonna tell her. And that's right. That's absolutely right. I've seen my friends, dudes doing stuff. I've seen stuff. I called them right there in the club. Yeah, girl. And send a picture because I can't tell you nothing without a receipt. So Claudia did the right thing. Absolutely. If I catch any of my friends' spouses doing anything, I'm telling my friends. Absolutely. You muted, darling.
I saw that's a normal thing. Like you're supposed to tell your friends when shit ain't right. Because unless I have a conversation with you that says otherwise, if I see your husband, I'm calling to be like, hey, you ain't tell me all this. What, yeah, and I'm gonna take a picture. Yeah. You didn't tell me all this when he started dating somebody else and you didn't tell me what the fuck going on. So yeah,
when that happened with my friend years ago, my husband was like, You females always in some stuff. I said, no, I'm telling. He was like, you just gonna outdo? Yep. I'm telling.
Well, I'm saying it to verify I didn't miss something because I wouldn't feel like a good friend, especially if my friend didn't told, especially if I know the situation and then I see something different, like because a pregnancy is different. Like we
That's a big
know,
deal.
yeah, we know Michael be out there be wilding, but pregnancy, oh no, that's completely different. She didn't say that the standards were, oh yeah, he can go out there and have sex, and if he just want to get somebody pregnant, welcome to the family, girl. Rada didn't say that. So yeah, therefore Claudia was in her right because a baby is a whole different circumstance, y'all. It's not like she said, oh, he out there cheating because Rada knows about this. A baby is different.
Mm-hmm.
A baby is
He
different.
was supposed to be using condoms and he wasn't. That's what it's
Yes.
given, which is hugely different. Hugely different. Let me see. But Mike claims that Rada knows about the situation now, and that she was the first one who was pregnant. Rada comes down and she's upset, going off at Mike about getting the girl pregnant, and she's making demands. Mike's only argument is, Rada, you've been okay with this from the beginning. And her only argument is, yeah, but you're not supposed to get anyone pregnant or date them. And Rada says to Mike that she essentially gives him an ultimatum and says, if you want to be in her and her son's life, that Mike needs to cut off Nadia and the baby is not allowed to have Mike's last name. Here's the thing, Rada. I don't agree with that. I believe that if a child has children get their father's last name, you don't have the right to say how this woman names her child. Nadia ain't shit and is wrong, but I can't even fully say Nadia ain't shit because she's a side chick that knew that he was allowed to have side chicks. It's not the traditional side chick situation where someone's kept a secret. The pregnancy was kept a secret, not the person. You don't get, even if the pregnancy wasn't a secret, whatever the case, you don't get to decipher how that woman names her child and what she does with her child.
Right.
And if you don't like the situation that you're in, then next time choose a monogamous relationship. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I can't. I feel bad, but I don't feel bad because it's like, what do you expect?
I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad that this happened to her because once again, as she said, her daddy did this. Her dad had kids on the mama. The mama pushed out 10 kids, and her daddy had many girlfriends, as she said in the scene. So this is what she's used to. The problem is like you said, she wanted to break the cycle. But my thing is, sweetie, you don't break a cycle by repeating the same shit in the same elements that your mama did. That's not, that's like you're repeating the exact same cycle and doing the exact same shit. You can't break a cycle if you're going to do the exact same things. It does not work like that. Your best bet, if you wanted to break the cycle, is you had to let him know, look, I done been through my mama getting cheated on. Cannot happen in this relationship. I didn't have my dad didn't have babies on my mama. Cannot happen in this relationship. If you cannot live up to them standards, then you need to get the fuck on, because I'm not finna play with you. That's what you needed to say. No, okay, well, I know you're gonna cheat on me anyway, so I'm giving you this one pass just so it's not surprising to me. That shit is stupid. And then you want to come after the fact that he now did what he wasn't supposed to do because he shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Now you want to give him all these stipulations and agreements as if any of that shit is reasonable when you have an unreasonable relationship. That does not work. What part of that don't you understand? Like, I'm sorry. Like, she pissed me off with that. Like, it was like, oh my God.
She went on television and had experts also tell her everything that me and James are saying. And she had it happen multiple times. So with Rada, I think they thought that this would make for a good storyline, but it just doesn't, because
it's old.
Have your side chicks, Mike, but what you're doing is irresponsible and an embarrassment to Black men, because there are good Black men and good African men out there that are faithful, that are not just sowing their seed wherever it can lay. and not giving colorist vibes. Sorry, not sorry, Mike. And then Rada, you're just a pathetic excuse for a woman. And I'm glad you had a son and not a daughter, because it will be very hard to explain this shit to your daughter.
Very hard.
Throw a drink at me like Amara. But the next thing we see is Tip, Amara, Sonia, and Hot Topic meeting up. Tip and Amara finally talk. Amara is upset that Miami Tip went to social media and voiced her opinions and basically agreed with the fans. Miami Tip does this. Amara, you're just upset because it's finally happening to you. When Miami Tip did this to Bobby, when Miami Tip did this to Suki, when Miami Tip did this to the multiple other people on this cast, you had no issue with it. Now, because it's happening to you, you have something to say. She showed y'all that this is what she does, so I can't even fully feel bad for Amara. So Miami Tip essentially feels like she was standing up for Amara, but I'm also going to call bullshit on that tip. If you're going to stand up for your friend, check your friend in private. I'm not going to say to my friend, like, on live if they're doing something crazy or in front of a camera, like, you stupid, what you expect. Like, you don't have to do that. If someone's a friend, you'll tell them in private. So I feel like both of them are wrong in some way. But Tip then starts coming at Amara with the fact. She exposes the fact that she met up with Alan's wife, Yina. Amara is upset that Tip said to her basically that she's going to have to explain to her daughters why she slept with a married man. Amara, you can be as mad as you want at Miami Tip, but baby girl, you're going to have to explain to your daughters why they were conceived with a married man when you're going to be trying to teach them not to conceive until they are married. You are literally a hypocrite trying to raise your kids. And parents, I don't know if y'all know, leading by example is actually a big part of the parenting, because everything is a learned behavior and mimicked. So if they find that out, that could impact how they date. That could impact them psychologically. It could impact a lot of stuff. And women don't like to hear that and want to get mad when people say it to them instead of being mad at themselves for making the fucking choice. That's what you did. You was starting and plotting in a mistress that got pregnant. Congratulations. You can't take it. You should have kept your legs closed to married men, as Nene says. It's a fact, Amara. So I'm not even going to rip her down too much today for that. But they bring up the contract, and Amara did not deny that there was a contract. She tried to manipulate and gaslight us into believing that Alan had her sign the contract. Well, then she also says that she was in love with him and he only had a Honda Civic, so she thought she was helping him by signing the contract. But you said when you introduced us to Alan, Amara, that he was teaching you about real estate and helping you to invest in your Airbnb properties because you did not know about these things. Now, because you're getting caught, now he's broke and drives a Honda Civic, and he asked you to sign a contract so that he could be okay and was paid to be a father. So you're not denying the accusation. You're just denying the way that it came about and who presented the contract. Honey,
Right.
the fact that you signed it at all, you look bad. You look bad, and I don't see how she'll redeem herself. You're going to have to stay in that Latin community, girl, because America looking at you crazy.
Not only that, it's not only that she looks crazy. It's like, this is what you chose to settle for and then fight your way through every season for a man you just ripped down. Because it didn't matter to you when you was messing with him that he drove a Honda Civic and that he was broke. It didn't matter to you then. So why is that such a tee-hee now? Don't rip him because he didn't have what you had, supposedly, because I don't believe her. I don't believe her either. I don't.
What he had, it looks like he comes from a family that wasn't the poorest in the DR. His parents had that big old house and property. She said that he was teaching her about real estate. MJ confirmed part of how they met, that Alan had something because they went to college together. And MJ confirmed that at the time that him and Amara were still together, Alan was teaching her about real estate. So she's a liar, but we've known she's a liar. A bitch that'll spread her legs to a married man is nothing but a nasty hoe and a liar. You have to be a liar to do things like that. And I'll never respect women like that, especially attractive women who do this, because she is a beautiful woman. And you could have had your picket niggas, but you chose to do this. Pathetic. And I do hope one day that your daughters question you on your stupidity. Because I'd rather be a baby mama and have 4 different baby daddies than any of them be married or in some shit like she's in with Alan. It's sick and desperate. But Miami Tip then mentions some other things. Amara tried to tell us that the wife lived in Philadelphia, but you just said in the same scene minutes earlier that the wife lived in another country. But now you're saying the wife lived in Philadelphia. But we do know that Alan allegedly has another baby mama that's in Philadelphia and in Michigan because they were kids born at the same time as the twins he had with Amara. So I'm like, Amara, do you even know who the wife really is?
Okay, because Alan could have told you anything at this point. Because
you're talking about she was from another country, but then all in the same sentence you saying the wife and kids live in Philly, but they don't. The wife confirmed that her and the kids live in the DR, but we know he does have a baby mama in Philly and in Michigan. So I'm like, Amara, just stop. This is not helping. She also, so Tip mentions Alan getting locked up and all of this, and they basically come at Amara like, you did this. And Amara didn't deny it as hard as it looked like she was caught in a lot of lies, because I would have been like, that's where I draw the line. You're not going to accuse me of getting my child's father put in jail. But she didn't really deny that either. She, Hot Topic mentioned Shay and Amara, their friendship, and MJ. And Hot Topic made a good point. I normally don't like Hot Topic because to me, she be in everybody's business and we know nothing about her. But Hot Topic mentioned how last season Amara went from wanting kids with Alan to where she was like, you could nut in the cup. She got carried away. He talked about wanting to marry her and get a divorce. She was so in love. To now suddenly today, Amara's only argument is, I'm not in love with him. I'm done. I'm not in love with him. I'm done. But just last season, and the seasons air for us not long ago. So I'm sure that they hadn't even filmed not too long ago. It was probably just a couple weeks or a month or two. Amara's full of shit.
Oh, and we know.
She doesn't want to meet with the wife to clear her name. And she's okay with the lady going around saying she got her baby daddy arrested. Listen, Hot Topic needs to mind their business. Miami Tip needs to mind their business. They need to do more with their brand so that they don't have to be worried about this. But I'm glad that somebody finally put their foot on Amara's neck. I didn't understand why Sonia was there, but it looked like she attempted to play.
We needed to make the room fuller, so that's why she was there.
But Amara, I'm not surprised at all. Amara got famous on a man talking about her fro, and she talked about how she was proud to be an Afro-Latina just for us to find out that the fro was fake and her to never put it on again. So I'm still not past that. I'm not going to ever get past that because I feel like she manipulated the Black community for what worked for her. And now we're starting to see who she really is, which is Mommy Anna when she looked like this. She gonna end up like her mama, alone, trying to warn her daughters not to repeat the same things.
Y'all, we gotta do better as a people. That's all I'm saying. We gotta do better as a people because this is sad.
It was sad.
It's sad. It's sad. And then I can't even get mad. I wasn't even mad at Tip and Hot Topic, even though they were annoying in the scene. I couldn't even be mad at them because they're right. Ugh.
But y'all want to call Gael a hoe, but look at the mess that you're in. At least Fabo wasn't married. He might have been engaged 72 times, but
Fabo was married.
He was?
Fabo was married, yes. Oh, Fabo's wife was in Jamaica, I believe. That's why it didn't hit him. He had a fiance in I think in Wisconsin. Yep. Yeah.
I don't got no friends that are side chicks. I don't got no friends that are gay and males that are side niggas. Nope. I don't know people like that. I feel like Amara and Shay are proof that birds of a feather flock together. But it's unfortunate too because Shay has this great business she could be showing us, plus her family's entertaining, so she doesn't have to lead into the stupid shit with men. But we knew Shay was desperate and hopeless when it came to men when we saw her kissing on Flavor Flav along with 17 other bitches. As for Amara, I don't know. This is not enjoyable to watch, but I'm happy seeing a hoe have to be accountable. But that's really all that happened this episode. It looks like it wasn't the longest live. Did you have anything you wanted to add, James?
No, that was it. I'm glad you got this all taken care of. The episode was crazy, and I got who I needed to get together in this episode. So
But My camera is off, y'all. It's tripping, but me and James are going to have a couple of new shows coming to you. Something I'm going to start recapping instead of scripted shows, because I find that harder to recap. I'm going to start doing more documentary recaps. The Diddy documentary, Surviving Diddy, The Reckoning, that is on Netflix. Me and James will cover that in a few days, maybe sometime next week. I'll let you know because we both have to watch it. I'm also going to cover the Mary Cosby documentary that TLC will air. Housewives of Beverly Hills is back tomorrow night, so we will recap the episode on Friday. And then 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, the season premiere is here December 7th. We will also be recapping that on Mondays after James does Potomac. And I hope you tune in on Sunday because we'll go over Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Unfortunately.
Well, we should be close to the reunion.
We should be, but I mean, that would be too much like right. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe Owen will come up with a show. Like I took a chance on Never Ever Mets. I enjoy covering the show. It does okay with views. Maybe they'll bring up something new.
I hope not, because I don't want that Somebody's Son to come back. I really don't.
I don't think it will.
That was stupid. That was like
updates on who's really together still to this day.
Yeah. And what's her name never did come on my channel or gave me any type of indication of what happened with her and old boy. So I'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll just never know.
But yeah, y'all, we will be back. I guess we'll see you again. What's today? Wednesday. I don't think anything airs for me tonight. So we'll see you guys again on...
Is it Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday. Yep.
Other than that, I hope everyone enjoys their week. Thank you, James. I'll see y'all next time. And good night.
Good night.